Falcon and Winter Soldier are teaming up to battle against Baron Zemo. No, it's not the TV show. It's a 5-issue miniseries that came out about a year ago. This is Comicstorian, where we take your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Today we're going to be covering a mini-series, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that came out about a year ago. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, but I just wanted to let you know that this is actually one of the videos you guys voted for at our mini producer tier at Patreon. With YouTube getting weird, views being all over the place, we're using Patreon as our primary source of income. And if you want to make sure that these videos never stop coming out and also have a vote in what is coming out, go take a look at our mini producer tier where you guys have direct votes and a say in what is coming out on the channel. You guys picked this as the first video, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and the next one's going to be the Winter Soldier and Batman Inc. All of these have been decided on by you guys. There's not much to recap. This came out as a solo series of the Winter Soldier and Falcon. You don't need to know much history, just enjoy a crazy story about two of my favorite characters. It's a calm day in the home of Bucky Barnes as he quietly sits in his room meditating. But as his cat gets up to stretch, she notices something. And a few seconds later, armed soldiers kick in the doors, opening fire. Bucky quickly grabs his cat and begins to punch and kick his way out, disarming as many soldiers as he can. But as the last one falls, Bucky asks them if anyone is willing to tell him what the hell is going on. One of the men calls out that he's got him, but Bucky takes one of the guns from a knocked out soldier and sprays him with the bullets. The last soldier whispers into his radio that they need coverage on his location. He has the drop in, but Bucky then turns, shooting into the wall, hitting the man on the other side. Bucky's cat meows, and he tells her that he knows, but they can't stay here. After placing his cat into his jacket, Bucky takes off. The next day, over in New York, Falcon receives intel that there is an organization within the military called the Office of Federal Utilities. Their website showed that they do water management, but it's a cover. They actually specialize in tracking terrorist training camps around the country. Not only does the OFU track these camps, but they sent out a specialist to clear them out. As Sam flies down and walks into the offices, he notices everyone is already dead. Bucky looks at him. Hey, and Falcon asks, did you do this? Bucky asks, really? Wow, what are you doing here? Falcon turns to him, telling him, actually, I'm looking for someone, Sally McKenzie. She stopped coming to the veteran support group that I'm running. Just didn't want to see her chair go empty for too long. As it turns out, the OFU were looking for her too. You know what they're doing here? Bucky gets back up and Falcon tells him, wait, are you the specialist then? The one that they sent out to clear the camps? And Bucky tells him, as a part of my conditional pardon for helping take down Hydra. As long as they hold my past activities as the Winter Soldier over my head, the government pretty much calls the shots. They tell me where to aim and I just pull the trigger. Falcon tells him that he knows that that's not really reassuring him right now. Bucky checks all of the bodies, telling him that yesterday, a bunch of bad guys turned up at his home and tried to kill his cat, along with him. Suspected it might be connected to all of his work with the OFU, and now he knows. Falcon tells him that the whole team went after him, but this looks like the work of a lone killer. Bucky pulls a bullet casing out, stating, yeah, nice one shot missed. Could this be your missing friend? And Falcon tells him, nah, she's vulnerable, confused. She's not capable of cold-blooded murder. Bucky starts going through the filing cabinet. If you say so, the OFU wouldn't just be tracking her for the hell of it. My handler, Veronica Eden, isn't among the bodies. Might be able to catch her at her house and see what's going on. By the way, you still seeing Misty Knight? Falcon tells him, yeah, why? So later that day, Bucky says he had no idea that his cat could even do that. She's never done that before. He figured she'd be cool with Misty, because, you know, metal arm pals. Falcon says that he's pretty sure that he isn't any sort of pals with her now. And Bucky then walks up to a building, knocking on the door, but after waiting a moment and not getting an answer, he knocks again. A woman dressed like she just got out of bed opens the door, yelling that she heard him the first time. Bucky tells Falcon that this is Veronica Eden. And Veronica, this is Sam Wilson. Veronica folds her arms. Yeah, I know him. He talks to a bird and they talk back or something. Anyway, what do you want? I don't have to tell you what kind of a serious protocol breach this is, Bucky. Bucky says that everyone at the office is dead. Yesterday, a hit squad showed up at his house. Her life is likely in danger. Veronica steps back asking, who? Everyone? And Bucky asks, why didn't you go into work? She tells him because she had a hangover. She went out last night. They're all dead? Who did it? Bucky tells her probably one of the terrorist groups that they've been tracking, and Falcon asks if she can access her files from home. They need to narrow down the list of suspects. Veronica tells him yeah she can, but first, as she burps, she holds her mouth and runs to the bathroom. After washing up, she accesses her computer, stating that there has been a lot of chatter recently about a power struggle within Hydra. It looks like two factions, one led by a protege of Baron Zemo and the other led by a high-ranking rival. However, they were unable to identify the names before Falcon tells her, we're gonna find out who did this, and as a matter of fact, my informant said that Zemo's protege was leaving New York by train today. Might be worth having ourselves a little meet and greet. What do you say, Bucky? I reckon so. Okay. Let's get Veronica to the nearest FBI office but at that moment a voice asks if they can just say that they are a huge fan of both of them. Well, I'm a huge fan of anyone worthy of slinging Captain America's shield, but to meet you? Golly, it's a little overwhelming, you know? Sorry for following you here. By the way, they call me The Natural, and I actually killed all those people. Falcon and Bucky stare at the young blonde boy, asking, right, are you armed? The Natural says, no sir, left my gun outside. Figured it'd be an honor to do this hand to hand, you know? Bucky asks, wait, do what, hand to hand? And the Natural laughs. Kill you, of course. Bucky grabs the boy's arm, telling him that he's going to need him to place his hands behind his head but as Bucky gets closer, the Natural punches Bucky in the throat and then kicks Falcon in the stomach, telling him, I still have your posters on my wall. I can't wait to tell Mom and Dad about this. As Bucky gets up, the Natural grabs him, throwing him onto a table, and then it catches a punch from Falcon, throwing him into the wall, asking, can I get a selfie with you guys? Bucky grabs his gun and begins to shoot, and Falcon smacks the gun away. What are you thinking? We arrest people. We don't shoot them, Bucky. Bucky grabs his knife. We each do it our way. Not stopping. But as Bucky lunges, the Natural catches him, headbutting him, telling him that his 8-year-old self would not believe this. And after a bit more of exchanging of blows, really in the Natural's favor, the Natural knocks the two of them down, telling them that he doesn't want to kill them. They're his heroes! But what should he do? Keep going or stop? He should probably kill them. That's what a good soldier does. And he wants to be a good soldier. But doesn't a good soldier stop and ask questions if the orders seem bad? Isn't that what Captain America would do? Man, Hydra has me all sorts of turned around. They're just a little persuasive, you know? Like, they get me. But they're not the boss of me. Not yet, at least. So if they really want me to stop, I'll give you guys another shot. Come after me when you're ready. And next time we tussle, I will kill you. An hour later, Falcon sits up. We got our asses kicked by a kid. A kid! How old is he? 20? 21? That's embarrassing. Bucky sits up. Yeah, and Veronica's gone. The kid must have taken her. Yeah, well, it makes you wonder why he didn't kill us when he had the chance. I'll make sure to ask him next time, Sam. Later on the 3:15 to Buffalo, Falcon drops Bucky off on the train and the two quietly sneak into the last car. Falcon asks if there's any guesses as to what Zemo's protege looks like, and Bucky tells him that if it's anything like him, they'll know him by the big, stupid, purple mask. And as the two walk through the car, an old woman blocks their path, with Bucky asking if they can get past now. The woman says that she's sorry, and Bucky tells her that it's not a problem, but if they could get by now. So the woman turns back and smiles. Oh, no. I'm afraid that you won't be doing that. Suddenly, everyone in the car jumps up from their seats to grab at them, and the woman punches Bucky, yelling, Hail Hydra! Bucky punches the woman's dentures out, asking, seriously? And Falcon yells, okay, everyone down. Anyone still standing will be considered an enemy and will, but at that moment, a passenger throws a suitcase at him. As the two begin to fight their way to the front of the car, Falcon says they are not about to be beaten down twice in a single day. We're professionals, Bucky. And after a lot of punching, kicking, and throwing, and well, more punching, finally there's no one left standing, and Bucky asks, how many cars does this train have? Falcon tells him 8, and Bucky asks, what are their chances that they're all like this? Falcon pauses to think about it for a moment. Nah. Which he was sort of right. The second car had people wielding knives. The third was ninjas, and the fourth was armed men. The fifth was people with swords. The sixth was more guns, and the seventh had tasers? But as they get ready to move through the eighth, Bucky grabs his gun and Falcon asks, can we at least shoot the wound? And Bucky asks, what? A bullet between the eyes is a wound. They then bust into the car, and as a man sits down with a purple mask, Falcon asks if they can spot the protege. And Bucky says that he figured they'd at least change the mask. The masked man tells them, "Hello, long time no see." Bucky sighs, "Damn it, it is Zemo. Aren't you supposed to be dead?" Zemo holds up his right arm with a missing hand, telling him, "The Punisher only took my hand, not my life. Ghost was the one who actually killed me, a process that they were able to reverse, as planned." Bucky points his gun at Zemo's head, asking, "Can you reverse this one?" And Zemo tells him that he is currently locked in a leadership contest with an unknown opponent from within the ranks of Hydra. If his rival is to succeed and become Hydra Supreme, they will plan a series of frankly devastating attacks that will destabilize the American government. It would be a mass casualty event. Bucky asks, "And what if you win?" Zemo says that he sees no value in being so crass in the manner. He plans to prepare in the shadows, giving them ample opportunity to thwart his dastardly schemes at some stage in the future. Falcon says, "So it's an unknown, unpredictable enemy or business as usual? What about the Natural?" Zemo asks, "Oh, did you meet him?" He is quite honestly a protege when it comes to killing, but sadly, not with him. Not yet, at least. Falcon then asks Zemo, "Were you the one who sent the Natural to wipe out the OFU?" Zemo responds, "Certainly not. The OFU helped me tremendously. We knew of their mission, of course. We knew the OFU was tracking training camps for various terrorist organizations. At first, we were going to wipe them out, but then there was an opportunity to see how useful it would be to intercept their reports. The best and brightest would be taken in, while the riffraff served other organizations or were taken out by the facility's triggerman." Bucky asks, "Okay, then who would order a hit on OFU then?" Zemo says, "Presumably my rival, jealous of the fact that I was taking in the next wave of soldiers. So right now the choice is simple, take me out or focus on the rival. You can get the rival via the Natural. He'll provide you a home address of his parents, though they are very passionate." Bucky then asks, "Why would we want to work with you on this?" Zemo tells him, "You being pardoned from the government means that you're doing something for them, right? If the OFU is outed, the government will deny your involvement, and you would be seen as breaking the terms of your conditional pardon, which in turn would rocket you to the top of the most wanted list. All it takes is a push of the button." Bucky shoots the laptop in front of Zemo, and Zemo says, "That was not the button." After a few moments of staring at each other, Falcon asks, "What is the address?" Later that night in Pennsylvania, Bucky knocks on the door to a home stating, "This is stupid." And as the door opens up, a man shouts, "Oh my Gertie! Gertie, come here! Look who it is!" Gertie arrives. "Goodness, Bert! There's no need to. Golly, it is them." As Bert and Gertie stumble out of the house in their Captain America costume, Gertie tells them that they are huge fans. Once inside, Gertie says that if they can't tell by their little museum here, they have collected just about every piece of Captain America memorabilia that there is. She's even wearing a matching bra and panty set. Bert laughs, "Haha, Gertie is just having a case of the vapors." Bucky says, yeah, actually, we're here to see your son." Gertie says that Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes want to talk to Junior? Oh my, whatever for? Falcon says, "Well, a membership in Hydra, the murder of multiple government operatives, and the kidnapping of Agent Veronica Eden." Gertie says, "Oh, dearie me, where to start? He is such a very bright boy. Very good to his mother, and he likes pickles. He could shoot the wings of a gnat, and good with knives, too." "Right, you all must be very proud, but what about these friends of his? We're interested in who's leading them." Bert says, "Oh, I am afraid we don't know much about the head honcho, but we do have our concerns. We're a little worried that they might be exploiting our son's natural abilities for, well, dubious ends. But if you could talk to him, you could get him to listen. It would be lovely. There's a building downtown. We'll give you the address. There's supposed to be a meeting with some training. He should be there now." Falcon begins to stand up. "That's great." And Bert says, "We'll give you the address under 2 conditions. First, you have to leave the guns. Second, you can't go dressed like that. If you want our son to listen, you're gonna need to borrow some stuff." Later downtown, Bucky fixes his gloves on his Captain America costume, stating, "This chafes. Does yours chafe? It also smells bad." Falcon tells him, "Mine does. Let's go find Zemo's rival and get the heck out of here." As the two sneak in, they quietly walk through the facility and they see the Natural sitting in front of an unassembled gun with a blindfold on. As the Natural reaches to grab a piece, Bucky and Falcon charge in, but with the Natural's natural ability, he assembles the gun, loads a bullet, and points it at them. Bang! As he pulls off his blindfold, he sees the costumes. "Wow! You guys look awesome! How are you feeling, by the way? That was some beating earlier." Falcon says, "Look, your folks are worried about you. They're worried about the new friends you're making here and that maybe they're taking advantage of your skills. Natural asks, what, Hydra? And Bucky tells him, Hydra are bad guys, you know that, right? Natural shrugs, well, yeah, traditionally, but they're changing. There's gonna be a new leader. Things are gonna be different once Zemo's out of the picture. For real this time. Plus, Hydra's pretty cool. They like all the same shows I like, watch all the same YouTubers. They even made me a shield. It's not as good as the real one, but it is bulletproof, so we can share it. Falcon takes the mock Captain America shield, asking, why would you want to share it? And the Natural tells him, to protect ourselves from being shot. This is the training facility. The instructors are coming to meet me, so good luck. As Natural closes the door, on the other side of the room, dozens of Hydra soldiers begin to flood in. Falcon sighs. Looks like we're fighting. And Bucky tells him, yeah, looks like it. As Falcon punches, he yells, Sally McKenzie! And a soldier says that is a strange battle cry. Ugh. As Falcon says he's looking for a woman named Sally McKenzie, if any of them know her, this will go much easier. Bucky punches a man, telling him, no, I won't. And Falcon yells, okay, Bucky might not, but I will gently punch you. How about that? Do any of you know Sally McKenzie? As no one answers, Bucky throws the shield, bouncing it off several soldiers, and Falcon catches it, shielding themselves from the oncoming bullets. With Falcon holding steady, Bucky grabs one of the nearby laser rifles, pulling the trigger only for it to jam. Bucky then asks, how does a laser gun jam? And a soldier takes that chance, lunging in with a knife. Falcon bounces the shield between Bucky's legs and into the man's head, with Bucky stating, that was awfully close to the gentleman. Awfully close, Sam! Once the two of them finish taking out the soldiers, there's a ping as the door opens up and the Natural walks in his own Captain America costume. That was amazing, guys. I was watching on the monitors and just, wow, no wonder Steve Rogers handed you guys the shield. There were some moves back there that even I didn't recognize. How's my suit look? As one of the men groan in pain holding his jaw, Falcon tells him, I had my jaw broken once. And Bucky chimes in, me too, it was excruciating. The two look at each other and then they help the soldier up, asking, is there an infirmary in this place? And the Natural says, sure, this way. As they leave, Falcon asks, how did this whole thing start? The Captain America thing. The Natural says that his parents showed him the old newsreels when he was a kid, and they've been to the house, so they know that he didn't have much choice in the matter. Not that he's complaining. They could have been obsessed with anyone, like Hawkeye or something, and Bucky laughs. Falcon asks, so you want to be the next Captain America? And Natural tells him, I would like to be someday. Cap is just so perfect. Not just physique or his combat style, but him, his code. Good old-fashioned American values. Falcon tells him, I would like to understand how you can admire Steve Rogers' code of conduct, but still be okay with murdering a bunch of people in an office. Natural looks back with a narrowed gaze, stating, the greatest enemies in the world don't have superpowers or advanced tech. They wear ugly ties and watch talent TV shows, and they wrap people up in red tape and bureaucracy. Those are the bad guys, and the new Hydra will be sweeping it all away. Falcon tells him, look, I can see why your folks are worried about you being led down a dark path, but it's not too late. Bucky was brainwashed and he still managed to find his way back. If the Winter Soldier can turn it around, then you certainly can. You just have to want it. Natural asks, do you really think so? And Bucky says, we're walking through blood right now. It's splashing with every step. You don't want to be wading through it. If you start wading, it's hard not to slip backwards, even if you think you're not. As the door to the infirmary opens up, Falcon and Bucky help the soldier down and the Natural asks them, you want me to betray my friends? Bucky says that Hydra is not his friend, and Falcon asks, do you have anything to knock this guy out? Natural says that he's got it, takes out a tray, bashing it over the man's head, effectively knocking him out. Natural says that he can feel it, the goodness in him. It's not too late. There's a base in Nevada. That's where everyone is. I can take you there. I have to. Bucky says, all right, but first, what did you do with Veronica? And the Natural asks, what? I did nothing with her. Falcon says, you abducted her. And the Natural says, I didn't abduct her. It was all her idea. And Bucky stops. Wait, what? Natural says, this was all Veronica Eden's idea. She's going to be the new Hydra Supreme. And as Veronica watches from a monitoring room stirring her coffee, she simply says, well, crap. Somewhere over Nevada, Bucky asks if he's really going to stick with the outfit. And the Natural tells him, probably not. This is actually my first time in one of these planes. American made, am I right? Nothing better than American made, like Captain America himself. The biggest, the strongest, the fastest. See, that's what I want to be. Invincible. And Falcon says that Cap isn't invincible. And Natural asks, you don't think so? Captain America has right on his side, and I don't mean the law. I don't even mean God. They're the best. They always were, even before there was an America. We were destined for this, destined to be the good guys. Anyone who stands against us, anyone who stands in our way, those are our enemies, and they must be destroyed. And we can do it. We have capability, have the know-how, the sheer muscle to destroy anyone we set our eyes on, just like Cap. And as the lights go green, Falcon says that he will go ahead and scout since, well, he can fly and they can't. As the hatch opens up, several Hydra soldiers fly in with jetpacks, though. The Natural punches one of them, stating, "We just need to take this fight outside!" And Falcon yells, "You aren't even wearing parachutes yet!" Bucky runs at the group and tackles one of them, stating, "We'll figure a way down, let's go!" As everyone begins to tumble back out of the plane, a soldier aims his gun at Bucky, stating, "I've got boards!" But before he can pull the trigger, Falcon kicks down onto him and Bucky grabs hold, punching him over and over again. Another soldier yells that they'll kill him, but Bucky takes the jetpack, unhooking it from the soldier and turning it on full blast into the next oncoming one. Bucky tries to hang on, but a sudden thrust causes the jetpack to shoot out of his hands. Meanwhile, Natural grabs a hold of a soldier, laughing as he pulls off his oxygen mask and then sits on them while he puts it on. Once he gets the jetpack sorted out, he begins to jump back off, stating, "This is awesome!" Bucky manages to grab a falling mask and put it back on, and then turns himself around, aiming straight for another soldier. But while he struggles to get the jetpack off, Natural flies over, stating, "Hey, I got this extra." "Oh, you're already way ahead of me." Bucky kicks off the soldier, taking the pack, telling him, "This isn't my first rodeo, but if we could stop these idiots from shooting me, that would be cool." But before he could finish that sentence, a laser shoots by, destroying the pack and Bucky's eyes, unequipping it and throwing it away. As Bucky folds his arms, plummeting towards the earth, Natural flies by, asking, "Do you need any help? Me? Barnes? Hello?" Begrudgingly, Bucky says, "Fine, take my hand," and the two make for a rough landing. Natural laughs, asking, "Did you feel like we bonded up there? I feel like we bonded. Maybe we'd make a great team." "Oh my god, that's it. We can be a team. This would be so cool. Wait, are you guys already a team?" Bucky pulls off his mask, telling him to relax. "Catch your breath. First thing we need to do is find some transport." And Natural tells him, "Right, you mean like that guy over there." Across the street, a Hydra soldier lazily holds up a sign stating, "Falcon and the Winter Soldier." A short drive later, at a diner in the middle of nowhere, Veronica welcomes everyone, stating that she knows what they're thinking. Everyone here's a Hydra agent, right? Nope, just a plain, ordinary diner with plain, ordinary people. Nothing special about any of it at all. This isn't an ambush. This isn't a trick. I want to talk to you guys. Have you met Zemo? He's probably spun this web of lies, and you believed him and came after me because why? He's the lesser of two evils? Do we even know what he's planning? Do you have any idea what Baron Zemo is going to do? If all of Hydra comes under his command, this country will die a death of 1,000 cuts. Divisions will widen, animosities will fester, and no one will trust anyone. Falcon asks, opposed to your plan, which is blow a boatload of stuff up? Bucky then asks, "Why are you even doing this? Thought you were supposed to be one of the good guys." And Veronica turns away, stating that after the night that they spent together, she realized she would always come second to his duty, to the country. He broke her heart. How else was she supposed to get the Winter Soldier's attention? Bucky stares for a moment and tells her that never happened. Veronica laughs it off. "Haha, yeah, whatever. Waitress, coffee!" And Falcon says before they haul her off, he's looking for someone that she may have recruited. Sally Mackenzie. Does the name sound familiar? She's a good person and doesn't need to be wrapped up into any of this. Veronica stops. "Wait, what? You think you're gonna haul me off? That it's over? I fully intend on walking out of here a free woman while the both of you are being killed behind me. Hell, I sent a hit squad to Bucky's house, though that was merely an attempt to curtail the fallout from the massacre at the OFU. Which, by the way, I feel awful about. Those were my friends. Yes, I did betray them, but I also pitched in for birthday cakes and sponsored their kids' fun running." Falcon then asks, "Why would you order them to be killed then?" Veronica scoffs, asking, Do you think I wanted them killed? The job was perfect. I could find suitable candidates, no problem. No one ordered the killings. That was a personal call by the Natural. Bucky and Falcon look over at the Natural and he simply looks at them. I got bored waiting for orders. Everyone was telling me what a brilliant killer I'd be. I just wanted to see if they were right. Turns out they were. As the Natural lifts up his shield, Veronica tells him that he gets to go ahead and prove it now. This time, no mercy. Natural quickly cracks Falcon in the side of the head as Veronica walks off, stating that she'll go ahead and leave the boys to it. While Natural naturally turns the fight in his favor, Veronica heads outside when suddenly she sees several SUVs surrounding her. Aw, crap. Zemo steps out along with his soldiers, asking, "You're the rival that I keep hearing about? You would challenge me for leadership? Do you really think that you have what it takes to be the next Hydra Supreme?" And Veronica tells him, "Well, yeah." And Zemo laughs. "That is amusing. Kill her!" As the guns go off, Natural laughs excitedly, asking, "Is that gunfire?" Bucky manages to get a hit in, telling him, "You're good, you know it. Everyone tells you you're the Natural after all. But there's more to being Captain America than being the best fighter in the room. There's more to it than being able to throw a shield. You know that if you knew Steve." Natural pauses. "What's the secret then?" And Falcon punches him as Bucky says, "You have to be good at winning, but how good are you at losing?" Falcon then asks, "When was the last time you were beaten? When was the last time you tasted defeat? How long did it take for you to get back up? That's the trick. That's the secret. It's not about how well you fight. It's about what you're fighting for." Back outside, Veronica hides behind a car as the soldiers continue to open fire, yelling, "Hey, quit it! God, you're insufferable, Zemo! Surely some of my guys are in the mix, right? Hey guys, Order 66! Zemo asks, "Order 66? I don't get it. Do you even get it?" But to answer his question, all the soldiers that have sided with Veronica begin to shoot the ones sided with Zemo. And while in the middle of the crossfire, Zemo yells, "Good God!" Veronica gets up, stating, "There, that's more like it. Someone get me a stick." Inside the diner, the Natural wipes the blood from his mouth, stating, "You're actually kicking my ass. That's new." Bucky punches through the shield and Falcon follows it up with a hit of his own, stating, "Just give up." As the Natural is thrown into the bar, he gets back up. "Nah, it's like you said, I need to be defeated, right? If I give up when I'm losing, what lesson do I learn? Have you ever just given up because you were losing?" The Natural then quickly jumps up, throwing the shield, and Falcon ducks, telling him, "No, but I sometimes wish I'd had." As the Natural catches the shield, Bucky then tells him that he could have done without all of those concussions. And as Bucky punches, he punches straight into the already cracking shield with a final hit shattering it. The Natural looks at the broken pieces, stating, "Aw, man, you broke my shield." Outside, Veronica walks up to Zemo, stating that she is not going to give the order for them to kill him. She isn't just going to end him like he tried to end her. She's going to beat the ever-living hell out of him first to set an example. Her time as Hydra Supreme will be characterized by intense bouts of overwhelming violence, and that starts now. A soldier walks up, stating that he found a broken table leg, and Veronica says that it will do just nicely. As she turns back, she asks, "Do you have any last words before I bash your head in?" As Zemo begins to state, "The tragedy of your..." But Veronica stops him. "Oh wow, no, I did not mean a speech. I meant literally last words like no, please. Oh God, not the face. Anyways, batter up." As she pulls it back, she instead kicks him in the chest, yelling, "Ha! See that? You thought I was going for the head, but I immediately switched targets." Zemo falls to his knees and Veronica begins to swing the broken table leg, but Zemo catches it. "Oh, come on!" And she kicks him in the head, but as she punches, he catches it, stating, "You're good, you're skilled. But now you realize your mistake, yes? The loyalty of these brave Hydra warriors will reside with whoever wins this contest. You should have killed me when you had the chance." Zemo lunges up, grabbing Veronica by the neck, but at that moment, Bucky and Falcon come crashing out of the diner with the Natural. As everyone gets back up, Bucky looks at Zemo and his seemingly new hand and says, "Oh, cool hand." As Zemo looks at him, "Thank you." And then one of the Hydra soldiers asks, "Should we, shoot them?" Falcon says, Wait. Who are the gun-toting goons with?" And Veronica tells him, "It's kind of one of those whoever wins types of things." And Falcon says, "So that means they're against most of us, right? Whatever happens, they're gonna kill 3 out of the 5 of us." And Zemo responds, "That is correct." Falcon then asks, "Why don't we just take out the goons and go from there?" And Veronica responds, I mean, sure? And Zemo says, yeah, I could go with that. One of the soldiers says, wait! And then everyone begins to beat on the Hydra soldiers. And after a few hilariously painful moments, Natural asks, okay, we did that, now what? And Veronica says that it seems to her it's 3 against 2, and Falcon asks, really? Because to me, once Bucky and I are down, the next person to fall is one of you. So that person really should be on our side. Zemo tells everyone, okay, how about a proposal, just to make things fair? What about the 4 of us against the Natural? No offense, kid, but you couldn't really wait to work with me. So right now you're a... Natural asks, threat? Zemo tells him, yeah, a threat, sorry. Natural tells him, no, I get it, it's cool, I'm a threat. And Zemo says, I appreciate your understanding on these circumstances. And Natural then punches the ever-living hell out of Zemo. As Veronica tries to grab him, he flips her over his back and onto the ground with enough force to shake the diner. Falcon and Bucky then take turns punching the Natural, who then asks, wait, are we still friends? Hold on a second, I can't... Falcon gives Natural an elbow to the back of the head, and then finally, the Natural stops fighting. Once it's all done, Zemo says, okay, now, who do we... And Falcon says, really? You're both under arrest. Just as Zemo looks at Bucky holding a gun and says, Mr. Barnes here doesn't look like he's about to arrest anyone. Bucky says, I can take them both out now. It'll leave Hydra drifting and we'll finally be able to stamp them out for good, Sam. Falcon asks, do we really need to have this talk again, Bucky? Do you really need this is not who we are speech? Bucky trains his gun on Zemo, stating, once a killer, always a killer. And Falcon tells him, sure, if you want to be. Bucky holds his position for a moment, and then he looks at Sam. You are really annoying! As he drops his gun, the Natural wakes up asking what's going on, and Bucky kneels down stating, I'm going through a personal crisis, kid. There's more to being Captain America than the practical application of force. There's an ideal of work, something bigger than any of us. But before the Natural could respond, Bucky punches his head back into the ground, telling him, you just go back to sleep now. But then Veronica pulls out a gun, stating that was a very motivational speech, worthy of Steve Rogers himself, she'd imagine. She's got a speech too, though. It goes, something, something, kill you all, something, something in the end. But before she can pull the trigger, she is shot in the arm by a maskless Hydra soldier, and Falcon shouts, Mackenzie? Veronica falls to the ground, ow! And Sally starts to cry, stating that they offered her a home. Falcon takes the gun. It's okay. We'll get you through this. And Bucky says, wait, what about Zemo? Zemo finishes fitting his jetpack, stating, I'm afraid that you will not be taking me today. Please feel free to throw Miss Eden into the deepest, darkest cell. We'll meet again. But before Bucky could even get up, Zemo rockets into the sky with Veronica stating, nice going, idiots! And as everyone looks back at her, she asks, what? What'd I say? The next day in Harlem, Falcon sits down with his veteran support group, telling everyone that he would like to thank them all for coming in. He isn't offering any magical solutions. This is a place to talk to people who have been there, people who might be able to understand what they're going through. It's good to see some old faces and some new ones. Would anyone like to start? Bucky raises his hand. Hey, I'm Bucky, and this is Alpine. Bucky pets Alpine and everyone begins to state, hi Bucky, hi Alpine. And that is the conclusion to the Falcon Winter Soldier story. Now, what's interesting about this story is that it was originally coming out when the show was originally coming out. It was all planned around that, and then the show didn't come out due to the pandemic, and well, the comic still did. It's still a fun story of Falcon and Winter Soldier that doesn't really have any overall ramifications to the universe of Marvel, which is why I kind of like it. It was just a fun storyline for them. Now, this story was actually picked by our Patreons on Discord and on patreon.com/Comicstorian. We've created a mini producer tier where you can come on board and decide what videos are coming next. Now, early discussions also led to people wanting me to do the 4-part Winter Soldier storyline. I don't know, we did that with Vision. I think we should do it with Winter Soldier. So come back next Friday for the beginning of The Winter Soldier, The Longest Winter. It's a series of comic books where the Winter Soldier teams up with different people. Out of Sam and Winter Soldier's my favorite. So I put those as the vote for the mini producers to decide what they're going to do. Plus, on top of that, sadly, Sam doesn't have that many comic books. His period as Captain America is kind of his most substantial thing, and we've already done a good chunk of that here on the channel. So if you want to vote what's coming next and join the discussion, you guys have already voted for Winter Soldier and Batman Inc. Come on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, or go to our Discord, or keep an eye on our YouTube community page. All the votes are floating between all of these guys. You guys are getting a direct vote, and you can also directly request videos. We got some of those coming as well. Thank you guys for watching this super long Falcon Winter Soldier video, and I will see you next week for the next chapter of the Winter Soldier.